Well, good morning. We're ridge walking. More appropriately, we're rock walking. I don't know. Our campsite's down there from last night, and we climbed up here. First 5 seconds on trail. We're headed into Fort Montgomery today. We gotta do a post office and a resupply. My packages didn't get delivered when they were supposed to, so I don't know if they're gonna be there or not today because all the roads are washed out and a lot of them are closed. And I'm really, really sad because the Trailside Zoo in Bear Mountain, New York is something I've been looking forward to going through since before I started the AT, and they're closed until further notice because of all the flooding. So I'm really sad because I really wanted to go walk through the zoo, and now we got to go around it. So yeah, trying not to be too disappointed today. It's a beautiful day. We should get some nice views, and today is the day of views of the New York City skyline, so that should be fun. Also, I am almost completely out of food, so we really need to resupply when we get into town. I found blueberries. AT closed, alternate route, Seven Lakes Drive. Use extreme in all caps, caution. So, you guys want to hike through?
Yep.
Let's go. That's a lot of debris that got swept down into the trail. This thing was definitely hit hard when those rains came. Man, look at that. All right, since I know at least one of you is gonna ask, why are we hiking through a closed section of the ATs? The answer is simple. It's not correct, but the answer is simple. We hiked 1,400 miles to be here, and we don't want to skip any portion of the AT unless it is absolutely categorically like unpassable. So based on far out comments from people who went through this section over the last couple of days, it is passable, it is safe. It just has probably about as much damage to the trail as the other sections we've been hiking in. And if it were the day of that big storm that blew through, or the day after, we would have taken the detour and gone around. But because we were 3 days of sunshine out from when that storm hit, we're going through. There's really not any bad damage to the trail. You can just see where a lot of things washed down when the rains came through. So all that to be said, we shouldn't be hiking through a closed section because it's not what the ATC wants. It is safe, and if we hadn't hiked 1,400 miles to be here, if we were day hiking, section hiking, we would skip it. But we did a lot of work to be here, and since the section is passable per hikers who have gone before us, we're going through because we set out to hike almost 2,200 miles, and we really don't want to road walk anything we don't have to. So that's why we're going through the section. It's been perfectly safe so far. So there's the answer for anyone who is going to ask. Wow. This is, oh my gosh. This is crazy. That's a lot of damage. I don't think this park's gonna be open for a very long time after this. some sections of washout on the trail, but honestly, overall, the trail has been fantastic. And we keep climbing these beautiful stone steps, and it's a serious testament to the way they were built, that they were not moved at all by that storm. Honestly, the trail overall has been incredible, and trail builders and trail maintainers did a fantastic job. That's a lot of water that came through there. We found trash bins and vending machines and porta johns, although we didn't need to use them. And the guys are really excited because they got monsters out of the vending machines, and when Snapshot got his, it dropped an extra monster out of the vending machine. So now they have 3 monsters between the two of them, and they're very happy about it. Sadly, this thing was under construction before the storm, so we can't go in it. It's too bad, it looks nice. Really beautiful up here from Bear Mountain. On a clear day, which is not today considering how hazy it is, you should be able to see New York City skyline from here. Unfortunately, my naked eye cannot find it. You can barely see it, but the little square on the horizon is the skyscrapers of New York City. So we found this carving in the rock, and it has 1,200 miles to Vogel State Park in Georgia, which I'm pretty sure is where Mount Oglethorpe was, which was the original start to the AT. So this has been here a long time. This part got a little washed out. By a little, I mean quite significantly. Wow. Now this is an area that was probably impassable at one point, because that's the trail, and it definitely got washed out and swept down. Like, that's a lot of storm damage. And you can still see where the rocks are on the trail. Wow. This is nuts. Wow. We found wild raspberries. They're delicious.
Yeah.
I'm really sad. We should be going that way to walk through the Trailside Museum and Zoo, and instead we have to go that way because they're closed, because they're flooded. And I'm sad. This is crazy. Everything is closed. We're literally walking highway as though it would normally be chock full of people. Like, you can see the road closed signs behind me. It's like post-apocalyptic out here. It's nuts. So this bridge is closed to road traffic, but it's open for hikers. And man, look at how swollen that river is. Dang. And we'll be walking across that bridge, which is also closed to traffic right now, later on. That's insane. This people's house almost got washed out. That road completely disconnected, gone. Wow. All right, well, we're headed out of Fort Montgomery. Unfortunately, only one of the 2 packages I was expecting arrived at the post office, and I gotta wait another 100 miles to get a pair of new shoes that are already going 100 miles too long. But we stopped in at Bear Mountain Pizza, which had amazing pizza and really good homemade soda. And we popped next door to the deli to get some cold drinks. It's like a ghost town in town. I mean, people are still out and about, but it's just strange. There's dump trucks driving everywhere because they're trying to fill in roads that have collapsed. And There's a lot going on. Wow. See, he is your muse.
Reminiscent of Max Patch.
Wow. This is crazy. So I'm gonna call this yellow blazing the Bear Mountain Suspension Bridge because the bridge is closed and the AT runs the pedestrian sidewalk on the bridge, but I mean, when am I gonna get to Yellow Blaze a Bridge? So there's the official AT. We're rocking right down the middle because for once in a lifetime, we can do that. And there are amazing views of the Hudson on both sides. This is so cool. That's so awesome. Yeah. Well, it's 88 degrees and we're hiking straight up a very washed out trail. Across both of those bridges, there's the train going by. The view from Anthony's Nose is beautiful. We're at Anthony's Nose and it's hot. It's a really pretty view though. Got the Hudson, that mountain directly across the way is Bear Mountain. We were up there earlier. And there's the Bear Mountain Suspension Bridge that we walked right down the middle of. And there is the bridge to Fort Montgomery that we walked twice. And it's beautiful. And it's hot. May have
The amount of things I've just found.
got some poison ivy. Meh. Well, we did a minuscule resupply at the Appalachian Market. It was very expensive and they didn't really have anything. And the food was mediocre at best. And their bathrooms were closed, so I still had to walk back into the woods again to pee and I was very upset. And now we're walking less than a mile up to the Graymoore Spiritual Life Center because they have free tenting. And it's dark because it's 7 o'clock and it's probably gonna rain. So there's that. Needless to say, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm being bugged. I probably have poison ivy on my legs and it's not the greatest end of the day. But hopefully once we get there and get cold showers and set up our tents with a bunch of our thru hiking friends, it will be better. Fingers crossed. So we're at the Graymoore Spiritual Life Center because since the 1970s, they've let hikers tent on the ball field. And there's porta johns and a water spigot and a shower stall. So that sounds pretty good to us.
Thank you.
Right up here.
Well, we are in Tent City and it's hot, but I got a cold shower earlier, which was really nice. And washed my knee braces that will probably not be dry by tomorrow because it's really humid. And there's a bunch of other people here, which is really cool. So we had fun chatting with a bunch of our friends. And what did we do today? It was a long day. It was hot today. Oh, we went through the closed section at Bear Mountain. It wasn't that bad. There were definitely some washouts, but it was nothing that we couldn't get through. And then it was like walking into a ghost town. We went into Fort Montgomery, so that was an interesting experience. Got some fantastic pizza though. Man, that was great. And we ended up doing the side trail to Anthony's Nose, which was hot but very pretty, so definitely worth it. We helped a couple of day hikers who somehow managed to continuously keep getting lost, but they were cool, and I think we blew their minds a little bit by telling them we were through hiking, because I guess we sound a little bit crazy. Not really sure why. You know, we stood in Georgia at one point and looked at me and we were like, yeah, that's walkable. I guess we are a little crazy. We resupplied at a subpar deli and are now camped in a baseball field. So my life is complete. It's fantastic. I'm gonna get some sleep though because I'm tired. So good night, everyone.